Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Voiceflow tutorial video. Today we are going to be going over the mail block. Now what the mail block allows you to do is to actually send emails to your users, which can be incredibly useful because, for example, if you wanted to have an Alexa skill where a user was booking a vacation, at the end of your Alexa skill, you could then send an email to the user giving them all the information they had just sort of entered and learned within your skill. So it's a great way to not only remind users about your skill, but also to add additional useful information after your experience has ended. So let's hop right into it. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is go into our business tab here. And if you're a Plus Plan member, you'll see we have a whole bunch of email templates that we can create. So let's create a new template here. Okay, great. And now what we can actually do is paste in our HTML code for an email. Now, I already have some HTML code on my clipboard, so I can actually just copy this in. And you'll see on the right here, we get a live preview of our email. Now, what's really cool about this is you don't actually have to know any HTML. So, for example, if you're non-technical or you just don't want to write any HTML code to make this work, there are tons and tons of free online templates where you can simply copy and paste just like I did right here, and it's incredibly easy to do. Now, one of the cool things we can also do with our email templates is we can actually use variables from within our project. So if we were to have, for example, a name variable, you could say, thanks for using our skill name. Here is, should put a period there. Here are your trip to city details. So let's say a user books a trip to San Francisco on our Alexa skill. We could then send them all their booking information after by using variables. And so we can use variables in the subject line as well as in our actual code. And so in our written tutorials, we'll have more information on that, and you can find the written tutorials in the description below. Okay, great. So now I'm going to save this actually, I'm going to rename this template first. I'm going to call this email about trip. I'll save this, and then we'll go back to our canvas, and we can pull out the mail block. Okay, great. So now in the mail block, we can actually choose which template we want to send to the user. So we're going to use the email about trip template. And right now you'll see these two variable mappings pop up. And so these are the variables that Voiceflow has detected are within your email template. So as we just saw, we put in the name and the city variables into our template. So what we're going to want to do is have our variable for city all ready to go. And we already have name right there. And so we can actually just link these so we can make sure we put the name variable to the name variable in our email and the city variable to the city variable in our email. So again, these are the variables existing within our project, and these are the variables we've put in our email template. And we're just telling Voiceflow where to get the variables to fill it into the email template. Okay, great. So now the last bit is we can either define the exact email of the user we want to send the email to. So this is the email address. And so when this might be useful is, let's say you are a pizzeria and you have an Alexa skill. You wouldn't want, or you would want to send emails to your, let's say, order at mypizzeria.com email. And so that way you are getting emails every single time. And so that's what the define email category allows you to do. It allows you to set a specific email that every single email block is going to send emails to. So this is likely going to be your internal email. Now, if we hit user email, this is going to pair up with the permissions block. And if the user gives permissions to your Alexa skill for their email, this will then automatically send emails to that user's email that they gave in the permissions block. And so with this, because you obviously do not know the user's email before the skill starts, this will pair up with the permissions block and then use that user's email to send them emails. Okay, great. So that's how the mail block works. It allows you to send an email to a user when the block is activated. So it's very important that you position it where and when in your skill you want to send the user an email. So, for example, in our pizza ordering skill, we wouldn't want that to be that order to go through until after the purchase has been made. Or the same with our trip booking skill, we would only want that after the trip has been booked. And so we would likely put that at the end of the flow, but for this example, I have it at the very beginning as it is the only block we have. Okay, that's the email block. It is part of the Plus plan, and it is incredibly powerful as it allows you to reach out to your users after your Alexa skill experience has ended and be able to provide follow-up information. All right, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.